What is going on, fans and coaches of the ASL? My name is Hutro322 here, and I'm bringing you yet another video. Today I have for you the ASL Season 4 Week 11 weekly recap. And yeah, so please leave a like and subscribe down below. And yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into this. So we're in Week 11, and playoff implications have started. So like all the transactions are done, and we do the playoff implications around this time because basically some teams have already been eliminated, some teams have already clinched, and the middle of the pack is when we start like saying here's what needs to happen. And we're gonna see in these matches full circle if the people who are in the middle of the pack did come through with what we said in playoff implications. So yeah, you get to see what already happened in playoff implications, so we'll see if they did complete it and whatever. So we have a 2-0, 3-0, 1-0, 5-0, 3-0, 3-0, and a 1-0. So let's go ahead and hop into this first one. So we have, for the first match, we have the Hartford Wilmers taking on the St. George Dragon Knights. Definitely a very hype matchup. Two of the top teams, and EN remains champion of the ASL regular season. He's the #1 seed from here on out. It's guaranteed. So he won the regular season, and we'll see how far he can go in the playoffs. But Kartana, it's just, I can't even justify putting it on weekly recap here, just because it's been up so many times, and it's just a freaking monster. It has 23 kills now. Breaks Crocodile's Season 2 record, but anyways, let's hop into the match. We have Tapu Koko and Mega Venusaur. Now, Tapu Koko can obviously go for the Brave Bird, but it's not going to kill. Excuse me, and Ian probably wants to save that thing for the Alolan Raichu later. And why is the music going? Take that off for you guys. There we go. That's probably a little bit better. And let's pull that back. Alright, there we go. So we have Frostlass setting up some spikes. Mega Venusaur is going to crit with the HP Fire. Not a whole ton sure if that would have killed that either way. But Alolan Raichu going to come in here and go for that Life Orb. Side Shock into the Latios does a good amount. And Latios does go for the Earthquakes, showing off to be physical, offensive. And Ian is just going to say, grats, you got me. And down goes his Drapion. So he's going to go out into Tapu Koko, which then can go for a U-turn, doing a big 54%. Going out into Typhlosion, as this Latios is going to go for the Recover. And Eruption is going to do 35%, so good amount. But Latios is then going to go for the Tectonic Rage and pick up its second kill of the match. So TCP is really in control at this point. But EN has the 3 Mons on his team that can really bring this back. So he's going to go on to his Alolan Raichu, which is obviously going to outspeed everything that TCP can throw at it. And EN is going to go for a Thunderbolt. Unfortunately, does not kill the Scramble. It's unfortunate because he's going to have to use some extra Life Orb damage, or Life Orb health, and he's also going to lose the Electric Terrain now. So this Quagsire is going to come out, and the Alolan Raichu basically showing it does not have the Grass Knot. And coming out is the Kartana, and taking an Earthquake is really no problem for this thing. But possibly the best Kartana swap in the game. Here we have the Skarmory, besides like a Sizzle or something like that. But Skarm is going to set up the Stealth Rock. Excuse me. And TCP probably predicting the U-turn. He's going to stay in, and EN is going to be able to pick off the Skarmory, so we get it back to 4-3. And EN is going to go for the Brave Bird, doing big damage. The crit really doesn't matter, since Kartana comes in and kills anyways, or Alolan Raichu comes in and kills anyways. But yeah, you have possibly the 2 best swap-ins to Kartana in the game. And guess what? You still getting swept by this thing. This thing is just an absolute monster. Down goes Quag. You're not living it. It's a +1 Kartana. I don't really think of Rindo Berry matters. And Manaphy, you're down. That's a +2 Kartana. And yeah, Latios is not living a +3 Night Slash, +3 Never, or +3 Black Hole Eclipse. So EN wanting to show off the Z move there. So very, very good match. TCP had the early control, but EN really brought it back with his Koko and his Kartana. So then we have the Slowbro Bohemians and the St. Louis Swablues. And TJ is going to kind of kill any chance of Malone getting back into this. Malone still realistically has a chance. Well, kind of realistically. Not really realistically. He has a chance, though. But, yeah, we'll see how the rest of his season plays out. But TJ definitely helping himself, getting over the 500 mark. So we have Swellow out against a Cresselia, and Swellow is going to have to U-turn here. Nothing he can really do without taking a big hit. And Mismagius is going to take the Psychic. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really mind taking it. And this is going to take just the decent amount from the Psychic, and substitute racking up as well. I don't even know what I'm saying. TJ is sitting here with a +2 Mismagius. Down goes Gastro, which is really going to help for that Emboar moving forward. And TJ just wants big damage. It almost kills the Electros. Might have been a kill. Definitely sucks that TJ has like zero way of dealing with the Cresselia now. But he's going to go out into his Swellow, which just forces the swap into Electros. So down goes that thing. And TJ is up 5-4 right now. He's going to go into his Doug Trio, as we are going to get an exchange of rocks here. And then Doug Trio is going to go for Earthquake and do literally nothing. It's going to hang on with its Sash, so it's going to die on the incoming rocks. So it's just going to want to weaken the Aggron, and a good play on Malone's part, because he forces TJ to swap, or forces TJ to sack the Doug Trio and get a little chip on Jirachi. And then this Emboar is going to go for Flare Blitz and get rid of the Aggron. Torn obviously outspeeding, but the Air Slash really would have done nothing to the Mega Deontay, considering it wasn't Mega'd yet. So the miss is kind of annoying. Excuse me, not exactly crucial. But the Torn T is going to swap out, as TJ probably wanted to be able to take the hit better in regular form and then just kill it. So not a bad play. But we're going to be sitting Crest going for the likely HP Ice, if I had to guess. I don't know why Malone didn't pack Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball's a lot better if it was HPS, of course. But Jirachi is going to go for the Shattered Psyche, and Malone is going to pop his Payapa Berry, but it's not living with the Shattered Psyche. So Torn T is going to go for the Dark Pulse, is going to flinch. So very lucky for Malone there. And then Malone is going to go for the Dark Pulse, does like nothing to the Mega Deontay. Then Mega Deontay is going to get a big Diamond Storm off, and this Cresselia is not really looking pretty against the Mega Deontay. Malone is just going to go for the Hidden Power. Again, I think it's Ice. And Jirachi's going to go for the Meteor Mash, does not get the boost, so I don't really know what Malone was predicting there with the Toxic. But now Jirachi is going to get the boost, and if Jirachi isn't going to live the hit from Torn anyways, so Jirachi is just going to go for the Drain Punch, give it as much health as possible, I guess. And then out comes the Torn, and Malone is going to go for the Agility, and TJ goes for the Meteor Bash, gets this thing down to 4%. I truly don't know why Malone has Agility on this thing. Like, he outspeeds TJ's entire team bar the Swellow. I guess if he wanted to outspeed Scarfers, I just really don't know why he would run Agility when it seems like he only needs to outspeed one Mon. But anyways, that is going to be the game. Silverhemians winning 3-0 with Emboar Sucker Punching to win the game. And for the next match, we have the Phoenix Flygons and the St. Louis Samurott. A very close match. Two very high competitive teams going at it. And Keister hasn't had the best season. He started off really well, but he has really had a big downfall as of late. But yeah, very good matchup. You can only expect good results. So we have Aromatisse and Crocodile heavily favoring the Aromatisse. Start at the match, and the Aromatisse is likely just going to go for a Moonblast, but it's going to go for Wish anyways. Going into Starmie, and Anderson is going to set up a bulk up here. So Starmie going to go for the Scald, and this Starmie is going to get launched down to 1%. And this Komala is going to claim a kill on the 4th kill of the match. So there's nothing that Keister can do about it if the Klefki does end up wanting to set up some spikes. Nothing he can do about it. So the Klefki is going to set up a Reflect, and Hitmonchan does go for the Drain Punch. And then Klefki goes for the Play Rough, breaking the sub, just making sure he doesn't want to set up or shenanigans like that. Then Klefki wants to go for the Thunder Wave just so it cannot sub up freely again. Then Kaffa is going to get paralyzed, so Anderson wants to go out into his Komala. And then Keister is going to double out into his Hitmonchan. So Komala is going to get the Wish off going into the Klefki. So he's got some good Wish support to work with this Klefki here. And Keister is going to set up the bulk up, so this is probably what Anderson is afraid of. But he can go ahead and break it with his player F, and he does guarantee that he is a light clay variant, which is probably why he's relying on the witch support. But Anderson is going to basically let his Klefki get lower, just at the cost of getting rid of this Hitmonchan. He's gonna get a para on it. Assuming Keister went for the sub there, that makes the most sense. Anderson is gonna go for the player up, maybe hoping for an attack drop. Keister is gonna set up a bulk up, and he's really utilized Hitmonchan really well this season. He's put in a lot of work, and Klefki is going to get it very low, does get the para, so Klefki needs to not miss this player up. Keister's not going to let that go to chance, but the Klefki does hit it anyways. So Kaffa is it's a Rocky Helmet variant, and we are going to see block from it, so Kaffa is going to get paralyzed, and this Klefki is going to set up some more screens, get it all the way up, and this Kaffa is going to set up some T-spikes. So basically what Keister's trying to do is he's trying to use this Klefki as setup fodder for the toxic spikes. What Anderson is trying to do here is he's trying to kill his Klefki and hope for paralysis. So this Infernape is going to come in and go for Flamethrower. I guess Anderson just tired of missing Fire Blasts, or just doesn't want to risk missing Fire Blast. Oh, he's a Rocks variant, so he's going to set up the Rocks with his Infernape. And out comes Komala, of course not affected by the Toxic Spikes because of the Comatose. Then it's going to go over the knockoff just to get rid of these things leftovers, probably making it more favorable in terms of rolls onto this Aromatisse. So Anderson is going to go out into his Feraligatr. I read Feraligatr and said Feraligatr. He's going to go out into his Crocodile, goes for the Iron Tail, and lives it very comfortably. And very obvious protect here. But Anderson is just going to go for the Earthquake. And then Keister is going to swap out and go into Hitmonchan. Anderson hopefully does not miss this. He does land it. So at the very least, he gets a kill on the Hitmonchan, and he gets a weakened Aromatisse to work with. So out comes Thundurus, as Infernape is sitting here as well. Infernape is going to go out into the Salamence. Salamence can take the Thunderbolt, not well, but it does take it at least. And then Salamence is going to drop to another one. So we are sitting at 3-2 in favor of the Phoenix Flygons. But Anderson is packing a Aerodactyl. He's going to double out into the Infernape, predicting the swap into Miltank. Very, very valuable double on Anderson's part. And he's going to pop the Phytinium Z, and this is huge. Anderson really pulling the momentum with that double swap. And out comes Keister. Anderson just wants all the damage that he can get just to make rolls a little bit more favorable probably. And he's got to put this entire game on an Aerodactyl. It's going to hit the first Stone Edge, and basically it comes down to whether this thing can hit its next move. It's going to go for another Stone Edge and does kill the Aromatisse, something that I could not. So we have Aerodactyl clutching it out for the St. Louis Samurott, landing 2 Stone Edges to win the game, and very good game between the two of these coaches. So then we have the Portland Timbers in the Arcane Arcanines, and widespread kills by the Timbers as they pick up a 5-0 victory of the Arcane Arcanines, and Ian definitely not what he wanted to see, moving himself below that 500 mark, but definitely he could still make a run later in the season. So you have Smeargle out against Thundurus Therian. I'm going to go over the Volt Switch, and Smeargle is going to take a big chunk from that. As out comes Piloswine, and Smeargle is going to go for the Taunt, probably not wanting the Thundurus to set up. Then Piloswine can go for an Ice Shard just to get rid of the Smeargle. So the Timbers are up into a late lead, and Ian is going to go for the HP Fire, then goes for the Swords Dance as the Slowking is just trying to burn here. Does fortunately get the burn, and that is only going to help. And the Samurott is going to go for a big Mega Horn as Slowking then goes for the Psyshock, just trying to wear this thing down. And I'm going to go into my Crobat, predicting the HP Fire because I know how Ian plays. He predicts stops like that. And out comes Golbat, and Crobat is going to take some Brave Bird recoil, and then Golbat is going to miss the Heat Wave. So unfortunate for the Golbat, as the Crobat is going to barely miss out on the kill, and then Golbat can go for a Roost. So we got a bat battle right here. We have a Battle. Ooh, terrible pun. I forced it though. So we have Clefable coming out on the Thundurus and going to go for the Volt Switch. It looks to be especially defensive Clefable if I remember correctly. Why does that Alolan Dugtrio sprite look so tiny? Good lord. So we have Alolan Dugtrio going to go for the Earthquake. Obviously does not affect the Golbat. Then Golbat can go for the Air Slash into the Piloswine. Kind of toxic. Pylo goes for the Icicle Crash doing 50%. And going to go out into the Thundurus. As Thundurus pressures the Arcanines a tremendous amount. And Golbat is just going to go for the Toxic, and this is a free Volt Switch for the Thundurus, as that is exactly what's going to come off. Thundurus getting its first kill of the match, and giving the Portland Timbers a 6-4 advantage at this point. Cobalion is going to come out, going for the Swords Dance. I'm going to predict Ian to set up, and I'm going to go for the Earthquake. I live in one hit anyways. And then Cobalion is going to go for the Close Combat and absolutely obliterate my Piloswine. So out comes a Alolan Dugtrio. Gonna double out into Crobat, predicting the Golbat to come out, and then Crobat can go for the Brave Bird, and that's gonna be Dunzo for the Golbat. And then Clefable comes out, and Crobat is just gonna go for the Super Fang. So basically, just trying to make it so this Clef cannot Calm Mind up, but you know, misses are a thing, and Crobat is going to miss. And then Clefable is going to go for the Flamethrower, does literally nothing even at +1. And Clefable is going to set up another Calm Mind, and Slowking's actually packing the Yawn to make it so the Mega Slowbro and the Clefable cannot set up. So the Slowking is going to go for the Slack Off. And out comes a Alolan Dugtrio, as Clefable will stay sleeping, and Alolan Dugtrio is going to get a big damage hit off, 58%, as the Clefable is going to remain sleeping. And then the Alolan Dugtrio is going to go for the Iron Head, and Ian is not going to realize that this Alolan Dugtrio is Scarfed, and is going to lose his Weavile because of it. And out comes Cobalion, obviously, since it is Scarf. Gotta go out into the Slowking, which the Cobalion is going to go for the Close Combat, and then is going to follow it up with a big Savage Spin Out, but it is not going to be enough to take out this physically defensive Slowking, and Slowking will be able to pick up the kill with Scald. So the Portland Timbers is going to pick up a 5-0 victory over the Arcane Arcanines. We have the Zagreb Zangoose and the Washington Wailords, and Volcarona, the first weekly recap or first weekly hero that we are going to be seeing in this week, picking up 4 kills and absolutely decimating the Wailords. I mean, you can see it from T preview. This thing sets up once and it just destroys everything bar Keldeo. So let's see it. So you have Yanmega and Mega Metacham. Definitely favors the Mega Metacham, which can go for a big fake out. But after this turn, Yanmega is going to get the speed boost, so no longer favoring Mega Metacham. And Tapu Fini is going to come out. Tapu Fini can take any one hit. And apparently Yanmega gets Shadow Ball. The more you know. And it's got to be for the Deblade. I mean, Deblade otherwise walls it, so not bad prep on Cam's part. So we're going to see a Giga Drain come out from the Yanmega. And Tapu Fini is going to go for the Moon Blast. Does a lot. And Yanmega's probably just going to want a Giga Drain again. That's what's going to happen. Sneasel's going to come out, can obviously go for a Pursuit, Ice Shard, all that good stuff. And is going to go for the Ice Shard, just because the Yanmega would be faster. And then the red card is going to get out into the Keldeo. Keldeo is going to get a big hit off. I'm guessing that is Choice Specs. Just a guess, but I think it's Choice Specs. Out comes Yanmega. Yanmega, unfortunately, not going to get a speed boost because it's off of a switch. So Keldeo comes out. Keldeo obviously walls, bar, Giga Drain, or Psychic. And yeah, that's got to be Specs Keldeo. Keldeo going to go for the Hydro Pump. Going to get a big kill on Finny as it's already like decimated Serp. And it's probably a roll, Cam not wanting to risk it. He's going to go into a Celesteela, where Celesteela can take anything, even an HP Fire. It's not really going to do much. And the Celesteela is going to whip out the Fire Blast into the Deblade. So Marin was definitely expecting an Air Slash there. And Cam is going to follow up with another Fire Blast. Does not want his Celesteela whittled down. But Marin is going to make the play, go for the Giga Drain. And then Keldeo just gets another kill with Hydro Pump. And Keldeo is just absolutely decimating. This is a Grub Zangoose at this point. But Serp does come in and ends the Keldeo parade. And we're sitting at 4-4 at this point. We have Selly come in. Is going to go for the Fire Blast, obviously. And then Cam has to go on to his Ditto, which Ditto can take this hit. Not well, but it can. And Ditto, likely to be Scarfed, is going to double out into Gardevoir. I don't really know what predicting. Oh, he was probably just trying to get the special attack raise. and he's gonna not get the roll, so that definitely sucks. He would not have swept. I'm not saying he would have swept, but that definitely would have helped. And Cam is gonna make a very good prediction here, going for the Sludge Wave. So this match is basically over since Volcarona just kind of wins here. But Cam has not been that bad of a battler this year. He's made predictions when he's needed to make predictions. It's just some of the times his prep didn't all to work out. But Lando's gonna go for the Earth Power, and yeah, it's gonna be game. I don't really know why Cam clicked Rock Polish there. He probably should have just went for Earth Power or went for Differential. I mean, hope for misclicks, I guess. But yeah, that is going to be the game. Washington Wailords are going to get the double-digit loss in the column as they fall 3-0. This is a Greb Zangoose, and we have the Intermelodic and the Utah Hoots. And no weekly heroes in this match, but yeah, let's get into it. We have Rhyperior and Whimsicott. Whimsicott can absolutely decimate this Rhyperior. Susie got to go out into his Scizor, which is risky because this thing could have the HP Fire. And Susie is going to go for the U-turn, wanting to get out of there, not wanting to take a hit. He can go straight into his Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee can go for a big close combat, and this Weezing is going to show off the Rocky Helmet. And as Hitmonlee does show off the Life Orb. So we're going to see a Pain Split come out from the Weezing. He's going to get all of its health back up. Then Whimsicott is going to come in before Rocks, which, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Then go for Trick Room, get out into his Weezing, and Susie's going to set up a Swords Dance. And I'm truly confused why he's staying in on this thing, since Weezing does get Fire Blast, obviously. And yeah, Static's going to miss a Fire Blast there. Goes for the Bullet Punch, and is going to go for the Haze. I'm a little confused, not going to lie. Fire Blast was the play every time. I don't know why he hazed at all, but unless it didn't kill. That's the only thing I can think of. But Susie's Necrozma is going to get crit, which is definitely not what he wants to see. But he's going to go for the Brick Break. That's definitely a mistake on prep. He should have had the Earthquake. It helps more. You don't really need it for the Lax. It doesn't really do anything to Lax. But yeah, just a little mistake in prep. So out comes the Mega Scizor. And Mega Scizor can go for a Bullet Punch, and Static has to know that. And so Susie just gets a free U-turn here if he wants to, which he's going to go for the U-turn. It does pick up the kill on Weezing. Static does get a little bit of Rocky Helmet chip damage on that thing, which could help in the long run. Static's going to go out into his Snorlax, and Susie is getting over the Baton Pass. So it could be a Wish Passer, but the Snorlax is going to go for a Curse. And then Suze is going to go into his Scizor and set up to +2. Then goes for the Superpower and almost kills this Lax. As Static then goes for the Thunder Punch. So having the Thunder Punch for the Jellicent, obviously, I think Crunch was a better bring. But either way, Susie is going to save his Scizor, since it can be extremely useful with that Bullet Punch. And this Rhyperior is just gonna go for the Earthquake. If Susie would have went for the Rock Polish there, because I know he has it, he's a weak. And if he would have went for the Rock Polish there, he actually kind of just wins the game. Unless Whimsicott has like Leech Seed, like Prankster Leech Seed. Dodrio comes in, goes for the return, hit his Choice Scarf Dodrio. So you'll see that's why this swaps out instead of goes for a Jump Kick. But out comes Necrozma, and it is basically just a sack at this point. I mean, Magma Storm is going to be able to take it out. So Heatran getting a kill, and Hitmonlee does go for the close combat and gets rid of the Heatran. And I believe out comes Whimsicott. Yes, out comes Whimsicott, and can go for a Moonblast, but likely going to Trick Room, and Static's going to put the game on Alolan Marowak's back. Here we see a Moonblast. Here we're likely going to see a Trick Room. Yep, there's the Trick Room. And we saw Sylveon breaking through this Whimsicott, and out comes the Alolan Marowak. And then it's going to go for Flare Blitz. That was actually a Choice Scarf Sylveon, and it actually had a God tier EV spread. But Hitmonlee went for the Sucker Punch and does go and kill the Alolan Marowak. It was a Choice Scarf Sylveon it was bulky with enough speed to outspeed jolly hair across so that he would take the hit, Static would think it's specially defensive and then kill it. It was some crazy weird set. It didn't work out, but it was still cool. Anyways, Utah Who's winning 3-0, which definitely helps their playoff chance. Gets them over the 500 hump. And the 500 mark is very huge if you're over it at this point. So for the last match that I have for you guys this week, we have the London Lapras and the PC Barcelona. And this is just an absolute bloodbath of a battle. This is the greatest definition of kill for kill battle that you will ever see. We got 2 weekly heroes, Conch Elder with 5-0, and the Slacking with 4-1. And let's just hop into this bloodbath. This is fun to watch. So we got Zapdos and Garchomp here. It's really just mindless killing of each Mon. So Shadow is going to pop his Yachi Berry here, living a hit from the Zapdos, and then can go for a big Outrage if he so pleases. But he's going to go for an Earthquake, likely predicting, I actually don't know. But he's going to kill them, Hitmon, or not the Hitmon, what? The Hello. Alright, I don't know how much of that was recording. I'm going to lose my mind if it wasn't all recording. You guys will know because it'll be up. And if you guys saw a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, okay, let me just break this down from what's happening. I'm sure if it's fine, it's fine. You guys can look at what's upcoming. I don't know how much of my audio just recorded. I don't know how bad it's recorded. Apparently my mic wasn't fully plugged in. So if you guys see a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, it is simply because my audio wasn't recording. All the stuff is here. The background music has been fine. It's really late at night and I simply don't have time to record this. So it's gonna be me making a tough call, seeing like I could go look at the recording. It could be 100% fine, or it could not be 100% fine. So you will have to see. It comes down to me making the decision whether we wait and upload this later. Obviously, you won't be hearing this message if it was uploaded later. But yeah, well, I'll have to go look at the audio file. So if you guys saw this, it's fine. But thank you all for watching weekly recap. That's the upcoming. For what it's worth. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.